All right, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back to more Black Desert. My name is John, and they finally made an announcement. I feel like a lot of you who have taken the game seriously over the past, 5 months, we knew this was coming. The increase in Cronstone prices for the vendor and for costumes. And I wanted to talk about it in a video from what I've mentioned before, and just tell you whether or not this is actually a good thing and explain why. So, as we all know, currently on the market, you can buy costumes, sort of, for about 840 mil right now. That gives you 621 crons if you just go to the blacksmith and extract them. Otherwise, you can go buy them from the blacksmith for 2 million silver each, and that's about like roughly a 1.35 conversion. So, as you guys know, Cronstones and costumes are getting changed. And is it a good thing? Who knows? So, over the years, I've been playing this game. The amount of crons has always been raised from costume boxes. That's just to battle inflation, and just because as the game progresses, the amount of silver you need to do a lot of things at high end obviously increases as well. So I think the idea that they should increase the amount of Cronstones from the boxes is definitely a good thing. But I think the fact that they're raising the cost of vendor crons as well is not really a good thing. And the reason why is it makes it harder for newer players to catch up. And I understand that people say that their gear has to be meaningful and you've worked hard for it. Trust me, I understand that. But realistically, you know what's worse than having all this gear is if the game is dead, and that means your gear is worthless. So I've always been a supporter of catch-up mechanics in video games, and I'm saying this as an endgame player as well. So generally, I thought it was a good thing, but it feels like after reading this and skimming it, it's not so good because just like one step forward and 2 steps backwards. So let's look at this. So, as we all know, what I basically just mentioned, they're adjusting the prices for everything because everything is more expensive now than it was in 2016. And so they gave us a graph based on NA and the EU silver. I assume this is just like some sort of chart about like how much, the average silver gain per day in NA and EU compared to 2019. So it's actually pretty interesting looking at this and seeing that like EU grinds more than NA. It's not really a surprise. Anyone who's played this game for a while knows that NA has more whales and people just buy costumes. And trust me when I say it's not actually as much as you may think, because I can get a costume every now and then, but it's not like I can buy like 30 costumes a week. It doesn't work like that. It's maybe like one costume every week or so. So just to give you an idea of what the NA market actually is, and even if you were to track it and then put an order on like the highest or the costume that's on sale that week or whatever, you're still not getting like 10 of them. It's maybe like 1 or 2, which it is what it is. So on EU, they grind more. NA, spend more. Who cares? Whatever. So the silver gained, counting by all daily active adventures in a day, the Cronstone price has remained 2 million. So that's what it was, and this is what it is currently. And I personally am like, I'm okay with the Cronstones from premium outfits being raised, because that's just, if a new player wants to spend all their money, it is what it is. Trust me when I say, as a person who's been playing this game for 7 years, they have made the game a lot easier in terms of you don't have to spend as much money as if you were to play like in 2016, how everything felt like it was more predatory and everything. So I truly think that the game has gone less pay to win, which I think overall is good. And so the fact that costume Cronstones is going up is a good thing. And So it's going from 840 to 1.6 billion, which is almost 100% as it says here. So I think that's fine. There's been talks about is our costumes going to be sitting on the market after this change, and I'm not too sure. With the amount of silver in game right now, I'm starting to think that like it's not going to be the same 1.3 to 2 million conversion as it was right now. So like obviously it's always going to be better to buy a costume like or luckily try to win it versus buying vendor crons. But yeah, with the change of 2 mil to 3 mil silver, it actually makes things like the worst it's ever been in terms of cronstone conversion. And so let's talk about that for a second and say, how is this going to affect you guys, aside from you guys are going to have to pay more, either spend more money or grind longer? So I think this is a difficult change because it doesn't really affect the new player as much. It only affects the people who are willing to spend more money in this game. And trust me, as a business, I get it. But like that feels like 2 steps backwards because as a person who plays this game, I'm just thinking like, okay, so you want to get more people to play the game, not lose people just because it's very frustrating to enhance things at the end game or it takes a long amount of time. So for people like me who already have a lot of gear, it doesn't affect me as much. Obviously, it still does at the very high end. There's no one is ever really done with gear just because they keep adding it every now and then. But yeah, so like if you ever cron gear or enhance yourself, it makes it really bad. And then this is going to just raise the price of accessories for people who just buy it. So just overall, the amount of crons you're going to be spending to enhance your gear, assuming averages, is just going to be a lot more, and it's going to take people a lot longer to get geared than it currently is. So I don't think that's really new player friendly. I think that they should just keep the price of blacksmith crons at 2 mil and then raise the buff or raise the price on pearl outfits. And I still think so. That means for all of you who are free to play or low spenders on this game, things are just the same. And if you are spending money in this game, you just get more out of it. It feels like everyone wins, right? So unfortunately, half of it was good. The amount of Valk's Cries and Cron stones you get from the boxes, that's a good change. Vendor crons or blacksmith crons from 2 to 3, not so good change. So hopefully if they get enough feedback, maybe it'll look into it. Probably not, but realistically, if a lot of content creators and streamers just talk about it and, you know, express their opinions, maybe Prolibus will see a video of some sort or a stream. So I think that's all we can do is talk about our opinions and how it's not really a good thing. So, well, half of it is not a good thing. But anyway, the price of Artisan's Memory sold at the Pearl Shop will be changed as below. Currently, they are 50 pearls each, and then now, or after the change, they'll be 25. So it's not really a secret that they're trying to make more money in this game with all the changes. And here's my thought on Artisan's Memories. That's not really fixing the problem. Obviously, it's making it better for like the casual, like low spenders. So the way I have always looked at it is, if you are enhancing gear, which is what a majority of people are doing, artisans are obviously good. And the fact that they're lowering the cost, that's fine. It makes it just better for everyone. Here's the thing. It does not affect when you're enhancing accessories, which is the real end game, or the part where durability doesn't matter. So it's a good change, but it's like half of the things that we are going to get in this game. I think like accessories are just going to go straight up in price going forward, but armors, it's going to go up a little bit, but it's not as much as if you weren't, or if the artisan change wasn't being affected as well. So I don't know. Accessories are one of the very difficult things in this game to get, and that's just making it harder for everyone. So trust me when I say, if you're a new player and you're just starting this game and you're thinking like, oh no, is this bad or good? As a new player, I think you'll be fine. It really starts to feel like you're gonna have to need these around like post season, maybe a little bit further after that, around like the 260 AP area, when you start actually thinking about like, oh no, I have to go for pen and stuff. So that's when you'll probably start noticing it. And all the end game players who are going for best in slot accessories, this is just not good for us. But yeah, if you're a new player, you'll probably be fine for a while. Other Pearl items will be increased as of September 13, which is next week for us. The max silver of all Pearl items on the Central Market going up about 94%. I think that's good because, like, if you're spending money, obviously you should get like a reflection of how much you spend. I've always had that case, and good, that's fine. The number of Valk's Cries and Cron Stones from extracting, approximately 60%. That's basically a TLDR of what we just read here. So yeah, that is one of those things where we knew it was happening months ago. We just never had a date, and I guess now we do have a date next week. So I just wanted to give my thoughts and opinions of it and just tell you guys what I really think of it. Is it going to affect you? It's going to affect everyone, but it's going to affect like newer to mid-tier players more than it's going to affect endgame players. So I hope in the future they just like, more or less like equalize things. And I always understand that people who spend money are going to get rewarded more, but at the same time, you're not trying to like scare away the new players and people who are just playing the game casually and making it harder for them. That's not what we want. So hopefully we'll see more when it actually happens. And yeah, that's about it. So thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know what you guys think as well. With that said, I'm out for today. See you guys later. Peace.